Hey guys, today we are going to be butchering one of our roosters. I've already dispatched them. Personally, I like to use just a 22, just shoot them once in the back of the head, just give them in their minute basically, then I put them in their cone, let them bleed after cutting the throat completely. I don't know how close this video is going to be, but we're going to do our best with this one. I like to start off by cutting the feet off. You can find the tendon, just the connection piece just in between the two bones. You just touch the leg. One slice, two. You can usually hear a little break. That's right off. We save our legs. Just have a friend that likes to feed them to her dogs. That one came off nice and easily. Some people are going to keep the wings. Obviously, if you like chicken wings and they're big enough, worth saving and actually cleaning, go ahead. These ones, I'm not really too big into them. Like I said, if you want, go right ahead. I personally use just regular wood snippers just for doing yard work, and I cut at the very tip of the wing. I don't use it myself. Some people will probably give me shit for not using it, but that's cool. So like I said, I personally pull all the way to the top, pluck a couple feathers off. There's a clear line right at the tip. It's real simple to find. Shears, one hit, one set. So it's pretty simple. Head's still on. I usually try and find just any spot. You're gonna have to do another cut anyways. So, neck. Just get rid of the head. So, some people pluck their whole chicken, which is fine. I don't like the skin on the chicken anyways, so if you want to do this in about half the time, here's the stomach, pretty much the center. Just pull up the skin. You can feel there's about an inch there. Watch your fingers. One slice. Don't cut the meat. Get your fingers in there and just pull. Comes off pretty easily. Most of the time I find the younger they are, the easier it comes off, but that's just my experience. The legs are usually pretty simple. This one ripped, so it's already done, but generally you just put your finger in behind it and pull. So with this one, just find your way in the back there, and just pretty much pulls right off. I always like to make sure you keep the bones on the actual ends of the feet. It'll help for tying or anything like that you're going to do when you're cooking. When you cut it off, it also makes it really jagged, so sometimes it'll cut anything that you're putting it in. If you are putting your meat in a freezer bag, stuff like that, often the sharp edges of the bone will cut it. And then your meat's garbage. The top here sometimes is tough. I can usually do it. If you can't, just do a little incision, then it'll pull off. But if you're feeling strong, you can do it. So you got the arse on here still. One incision just over the top. You'll see the hips hitting each other. One slice just over top. That'll come right off. Obviously, you just cut the ass of the chicken off, so you're gonna have some bit of grossness there. One thing you always need, water on hand. I just use a simple stand here, basically helpful, just a hose while I'm outside. I like to do this stuff inside, it's a little too messy. And if your wife's anything like mine, she'd probably kill you if you made that mess in the kitchen. Now it's still got a bit of the neck on here. Like we said, we weren't going to completely cut it off because you can't actually find where the nice spot is that you want to cut it. So I usually go as far back in between the shoulder blades as you can. Right there. Snips. One hit. Neck's done. So you got the chicken, this. There's still a bunch of shit in here, so you're going to want to cut that out while you cut the neck out. So left. Right. The neck comes off. Now it's pretty much open into the innards, but you're going to leave that for a minute while you get the backside. I like pushing the legs down. It pops the joints out, and that way it's just easier to clean inside. So now your chicken is pretty much good. Here's the tip. Take a knife, one incision, both sides open. Stick your hand right in. Some people just move left to right inside of it and pull. Sorry, it's a little gory, but my dogs like to eat raw, and most of the stuff, the liver, kidney, the heart, my wife keeps, we cook, and this little guy here will be eating this tonight. It's really good for a dog's diet. It's natural food that they would eat. Obviously we don't feed them the intestines and the garbage here. This goes in the slop pile. The lungs, you can also feed them to them too. It's kind of a pain in the ass to actually get them out of here, so most of the time I end up scraping it and they're quite kind of messed up. Basically what I'm doing here is I take my big knife, it's a boning knife, you just stick it on the ribs and scrape it out so the lungs actually come right out of it. Some people just cut all of this out of the chicken anyways, but if you're cooking the whole thing at once, I like to personally remove the innards as completely as possible. Some people leave some of them in, but I don't leave anything in mine, and it really only takes an extra couple minutes to get the rest of it out. It's a little gory. Often most people will wear gloves. If you've done this 50 times, it doesn't really faze you anymore. So the first few times I guarantee you will, and I did. But after changing them 15 times in a setting of a day, it just becomes more of a pain in the ass than anything. So just accepting that you're going to get a bit of blood on your hands is a natural fact when you're butchering an animal. Alright, so we're pretty much all cleaned out inside. We're going to want to rinse it out. You're probably not going to be able to hear me, so we'll take it. Alright, so this chicken is now gutted completely. We have all the skin off of it, which only took us a couple of minutes. I think this was probably about a 10-minute turkey. Yeah, not much to it. I personally like to zap strap the legs together like this. If they're smaller, you can bring the legs back over the head of the bird, and then you have it a nice easy storage way. You just throw it in one of the Ziploc bags and you're good to go.